Hello, good evening. Welcome back to more Disco Elysium. So hi Jeevko, good to see you. And don't worry, so far people have been very good about not, telling me what decisions to make or anything like that, and in the end I'm going to be going with my gut on whatever. This is not a game where I'm going to be asking the class for input. At least not very often. I saw there was a Twitch integration thing, and I will not be doing that. Okay, so I need to remind myself of what my goals here are. I think right now my big thing is I need to get into the harbor. Gotta get into the harbor. Gotta get the body down. Nope, this is the second one. I'm only a few hours in. Didn't see any new VODs. There should be one. I saw it was up. Yeah, I think I went for like 3 hours last night, 3 or 4. Not too far in. I haven't got past this first area. I was really taking my time. We're pretty sensitive. I remember. There's my stats. When mostly on psych and physique. Figured we don't need to be that smart or that dexterous. And I made Inland Empire my main thing, which so far has been working out. Gotta find the armor as well, forgot about that. Get the body down. Find my badge. Tattoos. Into the harbor, okay. I need to get stuff for my morale before I forget. Because I've had a very bad habit of making checks where the odds are just against me. I need to stop doing that. It's not working out for me.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs.
Pick one
Okay,
of these.
here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
And now we can move on. Before I go to the harbor, actually, I want to go back into the first building. Now that I actually remember who I am and what I'm doing, I'd like to talk to that one woman again. Also, you're new. Your deal. Okay, you got nothing. You got nothing for me.
The door is closed. Still no answer.
Try knocking again, but much harder.
Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. He doesn't like where this is going. You should punch a fucking hole in it.
Let's not. Let's not immediately start by
The murmur
making
in your
Kim look
ears
bad.
recedes slowly. Your breathing normalizes. That's one lucky door.
Yeah, let's maybe leave this be. Yeah, my main goal is to make Kim not completely and utterly disappointed in me. It's not going well. That's for certain. Ooh, free money. Can I talk to you?
Welcome to
I haven't.
Revachol.
I know, Revachol, that's where we are.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city. but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
Get him, Kim.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Limbo, what's going on here?
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Alright, Kim, I got your back.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Alright, back to the investigation.
Whatever you say, officers.
What are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples?
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
What's that argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Change the topic. The way he says it makes it almost sound like a threat.
You're just a racist, makes sense.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books. The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it.
I'm not just a racist, I'm a sophisticated racist.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Yes, I can really see you're a prime example of superior design.
Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources.
Okay, and?
This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kips are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Alright, I'm good.
Oh?
We can skip this. I think I can get down with racism. Get the fuck out of here.
Don't push your luck, runt.
Get out of here, you got nothing for me. Okay, so... I can either fight my way in, talk my way in, or find another way. I mean, I don't think I have too great of a chance at fighting. I was close to talking my way in. And what's this?
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
Think this lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorryman.
Alright. Keep that in mind. I don't think I checked out the car. Foreign car kept in good condition. Alright, nothing there then. I was wondering if there was maybe another way around. Doesn't seem to be the case.
The woman still has her eye.
Nothing from you. Nothing there. Okay, so nothing that I really missed. Did I get anything more from you?
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
I want to get into the
Have
harbor
fun.
too.
Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
I can tell them about the murder. Everybody knows about it.
I know nothing about a murder.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
Why so tense?
What are you talking about? I'm not tense.
Yes, he's tense. And dangerous. Somewhere below it all.
Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
That's not really my area of expertise.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity. Let us work!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
I'm gonna ask, where exactly are you from?
What's it to you?
Routine, part of the investigation.
Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Already got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Hey, I know some bars. Maybe you throw me out of them.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
I think I've been there. Or maybe we push him on it. Let's pressure him.
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
I don't believe you. I think there's more.
Right to work!
Wasn't done asking questions.
Work! Shame on... Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
We'll see.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
I don't think we're going to get anywhere by asking the same line of questioning. Any tips on how to punch that guy?
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say.
Well, I mean, I'm not a fan of that idea, but that is kind of where it might be leading. I just have to go in there and try and punch him.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I do have morale and health. I could try it. What's the worst that could happen? Talk to you again, see if you have anything
All I'm
new.
wondering, man. How can I help you?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine. I've got like 4 into muscles. That should be enough. The man in the boots at the gates. Kuna said you know about the armor.
The little boy had the good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cop's in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
Romans on the armor. What did you learn? So if I'm going to fight this guy, maybe I should get this armor.
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
Sort of technical stuff.
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
But I'm ambitious. I'm going to find all of it.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, and I would leave the boots to processing, but okay. Let's find all of it.
A Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you. No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
I kind of want to try and find one of those pieces before I take this guy on. I feel like that could be really helpful. Might take a while, like a long while. Okay, that's not going to happen immediately then. Kuno lied to you. Return and confront him. Maybe I can find like 1 piece of armor. I could immediately just go down to the coast and see if the helmet just washed ashore. I'm guessing it's not going to be that easy, though. Not just sitting around here. Have I gone back here yet? I don't know that I have. No, this is new. Suggestion goes up, but half-light goes down. What's this?
Hey, up here, piggo.
One thing. I do kind of like having suggestion up.
Yeah, you better keep walking.
I don't like the way it looks is the thing. Nah, it's too much. Keep this for now.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
We got boats. Could be useful. And more morale stuff. I guess I didn't need to spend money on that. Shadows on the water. Green plants under the calm surface.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Hey, Mouth, welcome in. Good to see you. We'll shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Internet is not on the fritz today. Love to hear it.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode.
You don't gotta tell
Very
everybody.
unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
You don't just gotta tell
There's a
everybody we
trace of
meet.
irony in his voice. Mischief even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Wild Pines, I've seen that around a couple places.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
I've noticed you're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Ravachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
Ooh, nice. I haven't gotten into Darkest Dungeon 2. I played the first game a good bit. Never actually, like, finished it, but played it a good bit. Honestly, the game was just too stressful for me. I liked it, but it got a bit too much. You have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name. A breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something. Or someone.
Oh, but your boat really needs a name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
I just like the name for some reason.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
Getting lore.
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
But Kim, it's very important. It's all gonna circle back, I swear.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
I think I have a handle on the boat
Good.
thing. Tell me about Wild Pines, because I've seen that name popping up around here.
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
Okay, so what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
A billion?
What exactly is a billion? Getting right back to asking the big questions. Numbers like that mean nothing to me.
Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary, but they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It is a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pine get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? We built this district. All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP. Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Okay, but what if I asked nicely about the trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
And how would I go about doing that?
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol. But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What's your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
How are the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board. In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
What does that even mean?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's pretty funny, I have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
Tell me about the union boss.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
feel like that's going to be really important information later on at Lazy Eye.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the Union itself?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, Detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is... Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
What happened to this Gaumont? Gaumont, however you say that.
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay, then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
What about the scabs at the gate?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
It's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Said something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a Union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help?
Yeah, what about the lynching itself?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
That's gonna be a problem. You see, I might not know my badge number.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57.
What if I just make something
And
up?
this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Well, there goes that idea. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for being honest.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember my partners told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, the city, nothing. I have to ask what every small thing is because I do not remember what anything is.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional. but he is an officer of the RCM.
Thank you, Kim.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
God damn it.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Oh, suggestion. Come on. 83% chance. How do I negotiate my way out of this?
She's
Nice.
a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
I feel like there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Okay, like what? I can shoot a gun real good.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
I thought it was going well, honestly.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Oh, we could just try and find my badge. Alright, Kim, don't worry. I got this.
I'm sure you will, Detective.
Maybe just find my
Oh,
badge.
That would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months.
Alright, let's get back to her then. See if we can get anywhere
You're back.
more on this.
Good. What can I help you with?
For now, let's dig into the other topics before we just agree to do this. You know anything about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the tattoos.
Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
Ah. You seem rich. Can I have some money? For the investigation, of course.
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Well, why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
Good hair.
A well-kempt, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of grey, she's elected to keep it au naturel, shaped into a permanent wave, late 40s style. While dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry. Wealth and all its possibilities. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian. Barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money.
Oh my god,
Or
the
two.
double raid. Hi, magical fun, the Jer Bear. welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Hi, thank you so much. Welcome in, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to Disco Elysium. Oh my god. Here, let me get you each a shout out here real quick. Thank you for that. That's very appreciated. How you guys doing? Where are you both playing? This. There we go. I have to wait. Jared Bear, I'm sorry, I can't shout you out right now. It won't let me. I'll get that set up and do that in a minute. Stardew Valley taking over the world one sale at a time. Hell yeah. Love Stardew. I'm thinking about doing another run of it at some point. I might need to. Very good game. Yeah, thank you for coming in. Thank you for the raids. Very appreciated. It's a lot of updates. There has been a lot of stuff since I last played it. I feel like I'm going to get lost. It's going to be a completely different game. Yeah, welcome into Disco Elysium. As I'm trying to solve a murder. The very incompetent detective. Thank you for the follow. That's very appreciated. Look, I'm a detective. I need the money.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force.
Ah, that's an even better point. I don't want to disappoint Kim.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Okay, but what are my chances? 58. I mean, yeah, the company is worth billions. That's it. I need the money. I'm taking those odds.
Voila.
Nice.
You're doing it. Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
We'll maybe not do that. If we're gonna embarrass Kim, let's do it as little as possible. Can I have some money?
Of course. How much do you need?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
I feel like we could use more than one, but maybe don't need 10,000. Let's stick with 100.
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
Reaches into her raincoat and pulls out a zip bag. And you see paper notes arranged like black gills.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you.
We're rich.
The paper is cold and oily to the touch. Whoa, whoa. Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more. Toot toot. Train to Moneytown.
No. We don't push it.
Can you eat honor? Are you an honorvore? Give me a break.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
Still getting my head around this whole money concept. You were just helping me out.
You're right, man, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, and seemly as it may be, as long as they're properly logged with the precinct.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries?
Yeah, thank you, Kim. Thank you. It's just a donation. Nothing more. Thank you. That's all for now.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
Okay, well, I gotta either find my badge or solve the drug problem here in the city. And those both sound equally as difficult. So I could immediately just, like, pay off what I owe, I think, with that 100. I think that's how much I owed. I could, you know what, maybe that's what I do. I'll pay that off now. Get that off my conscience.
Can I help you?
Not that money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
I've got it.
Well?
Here it is. Sorry for the trouble.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for
Yo,
services
plus
rendered.
70 experience.
He's
Huge.
not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
It's good you paid before 9 p.m., or your door would have been locked electronically.
Oh, so, okay. Very good thing that I did this then. Oh, also, I can set that. You can send that shout out now. There we go.
Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
20 per night. Okay, well, at least I have one more night already set.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Yeah, I gotta get some real money. Just finding spare change on the ground isn't cutting it. Seen something here at the Whirling Guards. I think I need to talk about.
What thing?
Saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
He hates the Union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
Damn, you gotta suck up to the Union to stay afloat.
I don't. I'm simply providing a service, or really facilitating the offering of services to paying customers, and it doesn't matter. I don't have to explain myself to you.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
That's a very good point, Kim. How do we find them?
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Okay. By the way, just a warning, I'm gonna sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
You bastard.
Absolutely.
Gonna do it.
In the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
I'm going to sing. You cannot stop me.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your copo type.
If there are copo types?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Am I the cool cop?
No, you're the
Oh.
sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
You know what? I'm not sorry. I changed my mind.
No, you don't.
Oh.
Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance.
I'm not sorry. Fuck you.
Wow. Okay. Fuck off. Maybe we were wrong about you then.
I'm a superstar, goddammit. Oh, also the doors are open. That's new. Oh, I should level up. I don't have anything new here. I could level up Inland Empire again and then go to the corpse. Try and learn something new. You know, that's kind of a good point. Maybe just save it for when I absolutely need it. Yeah. I am tempted for Inland Empire just so I can go try and get that check with the corpse. But I don't know that I need it that bad. Dishes are drying. They smell of chemicals and pine trees. I'll take that.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Quebec. It must be his name. Garancy. Garancy Quebec. Sounds representative.
Is this the first time Logic has shown up? I don't recognize that face. That seems new. Oh, I can do that Inland Empire check again? I need to go do that. That seemed important. Quebec, I'm here on official police
The man
business.
puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
That's some impressive pots there.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Hey, thank you for the follow. Very appreciated.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
I want to just push that door open. I could wonder where the door leads. Or I could push it open and know.
The door does not budge.
Dang. Touch
The
the door.
cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side.
It's gonna wonder out loud where this door
Me too.
leads.
It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
It could be important, Kim. The murderer could be behind there. Might find something pertinent to the investigation.
Yes, I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation.
The door in the main investigation will merge into a stereo investigation.
If you say so. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Can we open that door?
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
You know what's behind the door.
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Do I have the option for
You
breaking
see
down
a
the
heavy
door?
steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
See, if I was smart, I would have broken down the door and then paid for all of the damages I caused. Now if I break it down, I'd have to pay again. It's a problem. Well, I guess we can leave for now. Got a lot of things to keep track of. Alright, let's go do that check with the corpse again.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants
Ah,
and
no,
white
still
boots.
locked.
His skin is marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity.
I'm really tempted to put a point into inland. But I might need it because I have to go fight that guy. I might need it for something else. But also I really like Inland Empire. It's been very useful so far. Also, having a point in physical instrument or half-light could be good. I'll save the point for now. Corpse isn't going anywhere. Which kind of is the problem, but it's gonna be there. Can always come back to it. So I guess the next step is to just try and fight this guy. So I can find another way through. I did not finish internalizing my racism, though. But the guy down there told me he'd maybe help me out a bit if I at least tried to fight the big guy.
The unpromising raised pupil returns.
28. Suggestion is against it. Let me... hold on. Let me just... I put that on. What are we thinking? How are we feeling?
The unpromising raised pupil
Still 28.
returns.
I mean, that's a 1 in 4 chance. Anything that's... Oh, I have +1 to physical instrument. Alright. It's gonna go bad. It's gonna go real bad. And there's a part of me telling me I gotta maybe go find a different way to do this, but another part of me's like, come on, it's a 1 in 4 chance. We make these rolls. Easy.
The unpromising raised pupil returns.
It's 1 in 4. Come on. Do it. Ugh.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's squeezing it. It hurts.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic.
You know what? I got in this far, and I did it because I'm trying to get the guy down there to help me, out of respect. We're going all in. Fuck you.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up into your brain as he's twisting it more and more.
The words to the song have changed. Say, I am a violent drunk.
It's a bad idea. It's at this point, it's just me being stubborn. I mean,
Good.
stop it there.
Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
That didn't go great. I mean, I could try again. I could put points into it. Oh, Kim.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere.
I mean, you wouldn't have had to. I had it under control. It was all part of the plan, Kim.
I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that Hulk.
It was about asserting dominance, Kim. It was important.
We're not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is.
Alright, fine. I'm sorry, Kim.
Let's think of something else.
Sorry, I don't mean to disappoint you. But I will probably be doing it again. Disappointing you and fighting that guy.
The native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face. Leave yourself space to move.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Let's talk about our right to work.
Need you to be my champion against Jean-Luc up there.
No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker.
Alright then. Okay, so what are my odds with this new advice? I've got 2 healing items. I'm down to try again.
The unpromising raised pupil
42.
returns.
That's much better. So I could try it now, and then if it doesn't work, I can put a point into it. Suggestion, why do you have to be against this? Can we just turn that part of my brain off for a moment? Point flip. God damn it.
It has happened again. The Titan has your fist locked in his hand, and he's twisting it.
Another fit of criminal rage. Who are you, in your own words?
Fine, I'm a degenerate alcoholic.
Good. Now go before you enter cardiac
Yeah. Sure.
Please, stop doing this.
I'm sorry, Kim. I gotta. Alright, morale's not great. I should maybe go buy some stuff for that, just in case. But... that'll help. Dude, I need to punch this guy. But I forgot about my weakness of being really bad at rolling dice. Also, I can't go down here for some reason. Game will physically not let me. I have to click to get down. Alright, you win this time, Measurehead. Gotta run to the store real quick.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles,
Oh, you don't
nasal
have any more of
sprays,
that.
and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste pharmaceutical.
Alright, I kinda need that.
Okay. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better.
Kinda need that. Alright, let's do it again. This time for sure. Sleeping heals you fully at the end of the day. Well, I should have thought about that. That's good to know for the future.
The unpromising race pupil
58, okay.
returns.
58. Please. Coin flip. Alright, there we go. Oh, right in the throat.
Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat, into the cartilage. You could swear you felt the soft palate break. The man is reeling, gasping for air. Time stands still around you. In the distance, the sounds of the harbor are falling silent. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip.
Yeah, I don't think it would be pleasant.
He's open. Rip into him. Right hook. Escalate it. Get intimate with him. Bring the hurt closer.
There is only one right option. There's only one correct option here. Street Fighter type move.
A dull thump, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he still tries to keep his head up, dazed eyes looking at you with unimaginable surprise. To your left is the button.
Ah, do we say a catchphrase or do we just press the button? I think it's cooler if we just press the button. No, we're not sorry, cop. I don't care what my inner monologue was saying. I'm not sorry. I'm not a little bitch baby.
As you slam your fist
I'm not
on
sorry,
the
Kim.
button,
I'm not.
The man collapses entirely, his head rolling to the side.
Looks like you're the new measurehead now.
Her voice is surprisingly calm.
No one is the new measurehead. Let's go before he gets up.
Nice, we've done it. Wait, what's in the box? Nice. Any more with him?
The man is still knocked out.
Yeah, let's maybe get out of here. All right, progress. Took a bit of doing, but we're here. Every worker equals a member of the board. The Dewey typewriter. The model name is on the back. Laminated postcard offers a glimpse across the river. A little more than a decade after the war, the eastern bank is already fully renovated. The hillsides are lush with gardens and residences. Someone's parked a small beige airship by the fountain. The postcard will sell for a pretty penny. Someone left the coffee machine on. Drink the coffee. Dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. Drink that coffee. That means it's aged. It's good. Leading intellectual organ of Martinez communism. Offers a radical Mazovian perspective on a range of contemporary issues. Cover features a stylized portrait of a late King Frizzle with a pair of white antlers growing out of his head. Yeah, made a little visit to the pawn shop, got some drugs. It was a really nice time.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Frizzle. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Now that I know I can sell stuff, I might need to go back there. White antlers.
Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism. They represent a society in accord with the natural world and, at the same time, above it.
Flip through the pages.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention.
Aw.
Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections: international developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
The editor's note.
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
I don't know why we feel the need to whisper. We're the only two people in the room. Kim, I think this is a communist magazine.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before
Alright,
you.
I think we just put that away. Glasses. Hell yeah. We get political at all yet? I don't think we have. I don't think we've made, like, any big political statements. Hell yeah, glasses. I mean, politics has happened. It's on your character sheet if you do. Let's see. I don't see anything. So are you able to see the capo type? I don't see that anywhere. Oh well. Notebook. Officer profile incomplete. Okay. Yeah, nothing right now. Radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. Oh, that was an exit. I'll take this.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. The white rectangle of the Revachol Citizens Militia is clearly visible on its back. This is your cloak. You can feel it.
Lieutenant, I think that's mine.
Yes, it does bear the RCM insignia, and we are the only detectives in Martinez.
Think I should get it?
The service cloak issued to you by your station? Yes, yes I do.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin,
So how did it get
almost
here?
feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
Ooh, that's just better. Police cloak made from heavy tarpaulin. It would be nigh wind and waterproof if there weren't 3 bullet holes scattered on the surface. Signature white rectangle of the RCM covers the garment's back. There, look at us. Now we're looking good. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful man. Oh, that did nothing. These 3 packs worth of cigarette butts. It's empty bottles of Commodore Red and potent Pilsner.
All those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here.
Did I do this? Did Sephiroth do this?
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
Must have been on an advanced scouting mission in the harbor.
Yes, this looks pretty advanced, alright. For now, let's just move on.
Again, all part of the plan. Trust me, Kim.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
And have a look around.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Yoink.
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René?
I'm making an artistic photo collage, Kim.
Of course you are. What murder investigation would be complete without an arbitrary photo collage?
Yeah, right? We gotta have memories. It's important. Gotta have fun while we're investigating a murder. All around you, great machines and hyacinths. A white photo of a couple posing in front of a Ferris wheel. The girl is young and pretty, the man clad in fancy uniform and smiling. On the back, a very steady hand has written the words, Revachol Fair, Summer of '91. Trying to remember who René was. I remembered the name. I just can't remember who that was. Was that one of the old guys playing balls down by the coast? That's what I thought.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off.
Push the button.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container.
That was probably a
through the
terrible idea. You give me a button to push, I'm gonna push it. I'm sure nobody noticed. It's It's really taking its time. Really making me sit with that decision.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. This crane was built with a purpose, which has now been fulfilled. To move this container.
It's in the container.
Who can say? All you know is, it's special.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
See, Kim, you get it. Now we get to see what's inside. Faded industrial lettering on the platform. Money.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
There's something special about this container.
You
I
do?
feel it.
Because I don't. There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
Maybe there's contraband in here?
There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that.
But it could be cool and useful for the investigation.
We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to get the body down from the tree.
But what if... Okay, but what if there's something in here that'll help us get the body down from the tree? Have you thought about that, Kim? Let's knock on the door,
No
just to
reply.
be sure. And then let's open the door. We just wanted to be courteous.
Turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Persuade... I thought that was going to say persuade Kim to let me open the door. No, persuade the door to open. I'm amazed there's even a 3% chance for that. Oh, hold on. 3 might be crashing. Okay, no, it looks like it's fixing itself. Just a bit of a hiccup. Alright. It's 3%. I get a +1 to it. I mean, it's been really good so far. I'm definitely enjoying it. Sure, why not? Let's give the 3% chance a go.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option.
Because what wasn't an option?
Using my body over my wits.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Alright, fine. I'm not paid to contemplate. The yard ahead is oddly quiet. Great machines are sleeping. Also, I'm surprised that I didn't lose morale for that. But I am happy about it. Pile of cargo belts used for heavy lifting. One says vermilion. Just like the one used to hang the body. And I'm getting rich. Speaker tower is silent. There's no work to organize in the yard below. So we're like just walking straight into an ambush, right? Musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. Smells like blood. New gloves. Ooh, +1 half-light. Half-light or electrochemistry? You know what? Right about now, we probably want half-light. Real-sized thermos. Smells like burnt coffee. Dude, I'm rich. Finally. Oh, hey. What are you doing?
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi. from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Mundi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard. Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with you people and scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
Where is everyone? The harbor's empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
What did they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
I imagine we're not going to get too much from this guy. What's in the container?
Oh,
Very
that
curious about that.
That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
We don't know for certain until we actually open it. Looking for the leader of the Dockworkers Union.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
I just want to know where I can find the guy.
Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course.
What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Red checking cannot be retried. I mean, I might as well go for it.
Everything is so pretty and rare.
Crit fail
You
even.
and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder.
Literally didn't have a chance. Goddamn snake eyes.
Sure is, mister. Sure is. Really livens up the place. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I hate to break this bonding moment, but the red containers mean they are replacing the company livery with the Union livery, which means this strike isn't gonna stop anytime soon.
Okay, I think I'm good with questions.
Bye now.
Banner sags under the weight of rain and snow. White waves on red. Coffee in the giant thermoses is still lukewarm. Sounds like someone's here. They're made of pallets leading up. Hey, big friend. Probably not friend. Probably gonna be trouble.
Before you is a walrus of a man.
Oh my god, that
seated
portrait.
behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Get straight to business. There's a body in a tree.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny chair opposite to his giant desk.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Rather stand.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
I don't sit. It's kind of my thing. Kind of part of my endearing character.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions. I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
You're no Titan of Elysium, buddy. He's got you in a fork.
Nah.
Sit down or leave.
Fine, I'll take a
Excellent,
seat.
Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a
Fine.
reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Try to wink back. I want to remain serious. I want to keep up looks, but I'm gonna try to wink back. Gonna outplay him in his own game.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Good, great. So happy about that.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
Points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could.
You can keep your check.
Okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
Crosses his arms on his ample midsection and sinks further into his chair.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Lost morale on a success? Oh, that's rough. I'm guessing this would have gone a lot better if I had found my gun before coming here. And maybe that would have been a good decision, with maybe looking into that beforehand. But how do you know about that?
I know everything, Harry. Right now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
The chair is killing you. I'm not making that. Turn to Kim.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Oh, I have to do this. Oh, that's rough.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna do it.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
Why do you say that?
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Okay, good. I can do that while in dialogue. Good.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. Or in some stupor. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe place. Keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Vaguely gesture with your hands above your head. I'm fucking great, and just keep sliding down. I'm melting. I'm as good as it gets.
Don't be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
What's in the container? That's immediately what I want to know, but out of any of these, I think we should ask about the thing we came here for. I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand You need to interview me? But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors.
I've opened a few doors in my life.
And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming. Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top.
I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
Alright, well, whose door is it?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
What do you mean by weasel?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
Why don't you just open it yourself?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
I guess we don't really have much of a choice. I'll look into it.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
We don't have to do it if we find a better option.
You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Call me Mr. Dubois. Why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard. I call you Harry.
That's really my name?
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
My memory's fine. It was just a test.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
How I live. Do you know anything about my family? Do I have a wife or kids? What kind of cop does it say I am? Does it say I'm a sad cop? Please don't tell me it says I'm a sad cop. Or a sorry cop, rather. Know anything about my family?
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
You're right, I don't.
That's why I like you, Harry. A good man knows both his strengths and his weaknesses, and you, my friend, you are one of the all-time greats.
You know where I live.
But of course, Harry. Your precinct is the 41st and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy. A long way from home, but that's okay.
What kind of cop does it say I am?
Harry, you're not simply a cop, you're a star.
I knew it.
A bright shining star in the drab law enforcement sky. outshining all other stars. You're a superstar.
I knew it. But I also don't want to say that I like Everard.
Nonsense, Harry. You lit up this container when you walked in here. You're my golden boy.
Where'd you get that?
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
Could try and go for that. I mean, it's a 1 in 4 chance. Might as well.
Everard's large hands are covering the folder, but the look on his face says, I know everything about you, Harry.
I'm just never going to make these odds, huh? Dice are not in my favor. I've got nothing to hide because I don't know what I have to hide.
Oh, Harry. Oh, wow. This is really something.
I'm sure it's not that bad. At worst, he has an old RCM folder, and I very much doubt even that.
So how about it, Harry? You need assistance, I presume? Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me.
Can you help me get that dead body down from the tree?
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
Hey, you're a community leader. Help your community.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you.
He picks up the handset of a radio phone to his right, then clicks a button.
Jean-Luc, the cop who bested you in physical combat is here, and he has a little dead body in a tree problem. Namely, he needs it to be taken down. Please extend him this courtesy. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you.
There, we got that taken care of then. Sure, there will be no issues with the guy I beat up helping me out. Nothing will go wrong there. Alright, I gotta know, what's in the container?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
Something special about it. It was attached to the crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container.
No.
You should at least try convincing him.
No, we did that already. But if it means I get a second chance, I'll do it. I'll do it again. Talk about my gun.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
I may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have your men factored that in?
Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed factored in that you pawned it. Now please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important. Building our relationship for the good of Martinez.
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
He is not.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
I met Joyce.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her, because you and I are such good friends, and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. And with finding your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
What happened to the previous negotiator?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
Made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left. Harry! I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
It's hard to say if he really lost his temper, or if this is another one of his tricks. This man almost never angers visibly.
I said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Joyce seems to think the union is lowballing her.
Yes, yes. Low-balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
Why haven't you let her in to see you?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay.
Well, the union is involved in the local drug trade.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
I am, parentheses, lie.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what?
And gets over it in 2 seconds. Seems like it didn't really hurt him.
I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
I think we're good.
Wait, You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Okay, so we can finally get the body down. Now we have to open that door. Nothing else in here to look at. What do you think, Kim?
Yes?
Alright, it's nothing. Alright, I guess we've got everything we needed here for now. Can I... Oh, there we go. Ooh, was that Inland Empire? Hold on.
Yes?
Oh, that is. Okay. A shame I don't have a point. Maybe I can delay getting the body down for now. That might be the play. I try and talk the door open again.
You're back before the cargo container.
Nah. I was hoping maybe I would get a second try since I convinced myself to. Get down there. Is he still here? Okay. I don't think I want to ask him to get the body down just yet. I want to try and do that. Check one more time. We can do your thing.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
Oh, this is nice enough.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Any idea who killed the hangman?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The dock workers involved in the killing?
What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course. Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
What does that mean?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
You kill him?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
He means a more violent faction could easily take care of such a thing.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
Vert said you have a key to a door.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
I was hoping you could tell me. Oh, you said it belonged to a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task? When he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Who he is, and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
Why are you striking?
We're negotiating our share.
Your share?
Aye.
How large a share would you like?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
Are you a communist?
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. A none of the above kind of man. No harm in being that. Sure thing.
What is this? News of the world? Talk about personal stuff. Get to know him.
I don't even know you. Who are you?
Call me Mañana. I'm just a humble harbor worker for the past 6-7 years.
What kind of name is that?
It means call me tomorrow.
Not a given name, I take it?
I'd say a real name is what most people call you. Now that we are getting so well acquainted, what's your name?
Be honest with him.
I think it might be Harry.
Harry. It's cool, but I'm sure you could come up with something even cooler.
No. Can't escape Cousteau. Oh, one of the very first checks is coming back to haunt me. Dang. They're really gonna nerf my main thing. That's a shame. I'll have to come back for it. Might as well wait on it, if I'm gonna be putting a point in there anyway later. Doors behind the greenhouse in the yard, a basement door. Okay.
Damn, that felt good. Your heart's pounding nicely. You should tell people to fuck off more often. That's the spirit.
Healed.
Never forget. The whole world's a wooden house, and you're a goddamn flamethrower.
Nice. Not even morale. Just like actual health. Alright, I think I'm gonna go back down and talk to Joyce again. And then we can go do this apartment thing.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked. The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response.
Knock again.
The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
Who am I speaking to?
Doesn't matter who I am. Now go on, get out of here. Ha! The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
Please let me inside, it's cold.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Backyard door? There must be another entrance to the east.
Kim, tell her we're real policemen.
Madame, I assure you, we are real police officers.
There is no reply.
Ah, damn it. Well, I tried.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Talk to Everard.
You have. And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Finally, time to choose sides.
I'm not a fan of him. Smug. Too smug.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually, corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt Verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
I forgot about my necktie. Haven't heard from them in a while. It's helping me find my gun.
Oh. That's so helpful of him.
The lieutenant looks at you, and you can swear his jaw muscle is trembling.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting.
Incredible.
All part of the job.
Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun?
No.
Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else? Of course, Detective. Should something come up later, down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you?
Okay, nothing else here now.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta.
My lower intestine going on about.
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Yeah, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Bruta.
What is fascism, though?
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachel's problems?
I hear my circulatory system.
Quit stalling, Bruta. We're talking about the weakest, worst, most insane thing. The weak link.
I don't know. Financiers?
Yes, them. But also, women.
Woman?
Women. Men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Woo men need to go back to the fucking kitchen. That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that women need to know their place.
Am I having some kind of stomach seizure?
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Why am I getting this?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times. Okay, yes, let's call it that. Good thinking.
I've made my mind up about fascism.
You're going to keep your vooz, right? Keep your vooz, Brota.
I think I'm good, actually.
There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver. It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
I guess if I would have opted in, that would have been my political stance that I get in the notebook. Maybe that was just an episode I was having. Also very possible.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell. Then a woman picks up the
How did
receiver.
I never look at this before?
Dodo, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead.
Well, that didn't work very well. And also, I don't think I want to go down through every single thing. Everyone's taxi, the rest has been burned off. Whirling rags. All the whirling
Nothing
rags.
happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you.
Fair enough. Also, it's evening. I don't know how long it is before I need to, like, sleep.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Why am I looking at this pile of roofing material?
Because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid pallets.
Someday, I will win one of these roles.
No. There's more to this. You get this strange feeling.
What feeling?
Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially the small ones.
I think that was probably my way back there. Gotta get behind the greenhouse somehow.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags." There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still. Well, it is a container. Maybe you're prioritizing it.
So, what do you think could be in there?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Then we should open it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get the lock open?
We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or...
Did someone say pry bar?
Hell yeah, pry bar.
Pry bar, pry bar. Your palms yearn its cold touch, to grasp it once more, as you've done so many times.
Pry bar.
We might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one. And he also has information.
But I want to use the pry bar, Kim.
Ask the manager? Bullshit. Go straight for the pry bar and pry this baby wide open.
It's a 50-50, but also my morale is very low. So I probably shouldn't do that. Alright, we'll go ask for a key.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
I wonder what this feeling is.
Prod at him and find out.
Does it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Either way, we need those keys.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the
garbage,
case.
obviously.
Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Thank you.
Hey. Psst.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
How come there's word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff. Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
But first, what is this communism even about? In this essay,
Failure.
I will...
It's about failure.
Failure?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade.
Ah, screw, why not?
Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
But you didn't say anything about those.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
Well, I've gained a new thought. People think communism was some crazy idea that had its comeuppance 40 years ago. A fever that shook the world, never to return again. They were right, until he woke up today. Spiritual corpse, responsive only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes, and Krasmazov. For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communism builder. Come witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51. -2 visual calculus. I mean, is this worth taking? All endurance, white checks unlocked, and cap for... I feel like we don't need this. That's just -1. Guess I could take it later. Reveals extra special collector's edition terror bottles on the map. More money from selling terror. Learning cap for shifters raised to 6. So I can't get rid of it, and I also can't learn anything new, but I have it now. I also have the key to the dumpster, which is the most important thing right now.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has with a well-oiled crack. The lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobocop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content.
Yes. Open the lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You know, just in case, I'm gonna heal morale a little bit. The rags. Dig in Hobo Stop Kyle for extra content.
Wow.
Let's do it.
An Armistice caliber 50 knock cannon. Half wrapped in paper tissues. So shiny.
It's a knock cannon.
It's a giant rifle, and it's very expensive. Not as expensive as that fat string of pearls snaking around the rotten banana peels, however. And is that Cordon Electric's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. We're talking 12,000, easy. Unless you're into hi-fi yourself.
I'm into hi-fi.
That's too bad, because none of those things are actually in there.
Oh.
There's just food waste and crisp wrappings.
No, I don't believe it. There's got to be something.
All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron.
An antique?
Only in its social sensibility.
Maybe I can sell it for something. I'm going to sell it. I'm not going to keep it. I'm selling it.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Get him.
As
Get
the
'em.
legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay.
Okay, yeah, I'll save here in just a minute. Then we can move over to that.
Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
All right, then.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
We should look through the food waste just to be sure,
It's just
right?
organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. Nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here.
Dang.
What's this?
Oh? Hold on, there could be something.
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Get it.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
Why, no. I would never. No, it couldn't be.
Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to get rid of it.
What are you talking about?
I speaketh the tongue.
Doeth thou also thorough inventories? You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some of it has fallen into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue.
Alright, fine.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Thank you, tutorial agent, for informing me that I should have done this ages ago instead of this far in.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Open the lid again. Just gotta be sure. Alright. Just get a solid save there. Alright, so that's going to be it for Disco Elysium tonight. I'm going to take a quick BRB. Maybe like 5-10 minutes or so, and then we're going to switch over to Ace Attorney. Be back in a minute.